Hello guys, welcome back to the channel for a new Databricks video. This time we are going to see how to use Terraform to deploy and manage Azure resources. Terraform is a tool to deploy infrastructure as code created by HashiCorp, which is an IBM company. So instead of creating resources manually on Azure Portal, we are going to define the infrastructure using Terraform. First, we are going to set up Terraform and connect to an Azure subscription, and then we are going to define and deploy a resource group, and within a resource group we will have a storage account, a Databricks workspace, and a data factory. We will see how to use commands like Terraform init, Terraform plan, Terraform validate, and Terraform apply to deploy your infrastructure. This is not a video for DevOps engineers, they already know the stuff. This is an introduction to Terraform for data engineers who want to know more about Terraform and have a better understanding of what is happening behind the scenes on a high level. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
Okay guys, so the first thing we have to do is to install Terraform. And here, just go to the developer.hashicorp.com Terraform, and here you can download and install Terraform. It's very easy. So the binary download here for Windows, I have Windows, I downloaded the 64-bit, and here I have it on the folder in my C drive. What you have to do though is to add it to environment variables, and here on the path I have already done that. If you scroll down, you will see /Terraform, right? So do the same. I have already done it, so that's fine. And then we have to move to VS Code. Okay, so in VS Code we have to install two dependencies. So move to dependencies here, and yeah, search for Terraform. As you see, I have already done it, Terraform, and you will see HashiCorp Terraform. I have already installed that. And you will also need the CLI tools to log on to Azure Portal. You can do that from a local using your username, locally using your username, or using a service principal. But before we start with the code, let's move to the documentation to see what it actually says. So the documentation here for Azure Provider, if you check on the Terraform official documentation, there are many ways to authenticate to Azure. You can use the Azure CLI that we will do. You can use a service principal and the client secret. And here is an example usage of how to set up Terraform and for Microsoft, for Azure. Here you can see this is the syntax: Terraform, open brackets, required providers, Azure RM, source, use always the latest version. We configure the Microsoft Azure provider here in the features, and how we can create a resource group. This is the way, resource, and then the Azure RM resource group, and here you name the name that you want and the name of the resource group here and the location, right? And here this is another example for virtual network. Now here you can see all the argument references, the features. This is required. You can leave it as blank, but it's required as a block. And then here you can see client ID, client ID file, all these params. You can read more here on the documentation. Now let's see how to authenticate using client certificate. You create actually a service principal, and then you use it. You use the credentials and as environment variables. For example, here, as you can see, there is an example here that you can check. If you want to, I can show you very quickly what I did. So in the Microsoft enter ID in the service principals, so click on manage app registrations. I have already created one, so I will show you very quickly. Terraform service principal. Here I have already created a secret, right? And what you need to do is actually here just go into on the subscription, because you need to provide a contributor role for the service principal. Click on access control here, click come on, yep, click on add role assignment, provide the contributor role to your service principal, privilege contributor, next, and then select the member. Right, I have already done that, and review and assign, all good, right? So here you can use this service principal. I have already done it. As you can see, the role assignment already exists, right? Now I can show you how to verify that the service principal has access to Azure Portal. Let's move to VS Code. So here you create a new terminal, right? And here you can use AZ, which is for Azure, to the CLI. Login does that service principal. You use the client ID, the secret, and the tenant. So let's see. In theory, yeah, it has access, right? But for us, how we are going to log on this time is actually just using the login / tenant, and I'm going to log into Azure Portal using my username. So, and this is how I'm going to authenticate, and we will run this demo. You can see, select subscription, that's fine. Okay, so I logged on to using Azure CLI to the Azure subscription. Now let's move back to the documentation. So this is how you can use Authenticate via Service Principal and with a client certificate. Let's go here to see how you can create a storage account. So here again in the documentation it provides the codes. Here this is how to create a resource group as we saw before, and here is how to create a storage account. And you have to provide the name, right? The resource group name, which is the resource group here, that example resources, but we are referring to the example here. So this one here refers to this one, right? To the resource group here. So, and then the name, which is this one, example resources, and the location, which is West Europe. So we don't have to, it's dynamic, inherited by the resource group, which is one level higher, right? And then the account here, the standard, and the replication type, and the tags if you want, right? So then we have the Databricks workspace. Again, same, we use the resource group, and the same here. As you can see, the difference here is the Azure RM underscore Databricks underscore workspace. And again, you provide the name, you take the resource group name and the location from the resource group, and the SKU and standard and the tags. And the last one we are going to deploy is the data factory, and here is the code, Azure RM underscore data factory, and the same example here. Back to VS Code, let's create a new file called main.tf, right? So here, let me paste the code I already have, which is the same that we just saw in the documentation, right? So we will have the definition, how to set up Terraform, the provider, download the Azure provider, and here we create a resource group called resource group Terraform demo in West Europe location, and storage account here. We have the name of the storage account is Terraform storage. Again, we are referring to the resource group name and the location here. RG is right, so we are referring to this block here of that it's inherited from resource group, and account tier, standard, etc., and the tags. And here we have the Databricks workspace with this name, Databricks Terraform. The same, again, we are referring to the resource group level name and location, and the tags, and the data factory, which is called data factory Terraform, right? So we save that, and we have to actually, first thing, we have to use Terraform init to initialize Terraform. I assume, yeah, that was a typo here. Let me save again, and let's use Terraform init, and it should initialize. As you can see, it's using the version 5, the latest version. It's installing, downloading, and installing the Azure provider. It will take a minute or two to initialize. Okay, so that's done. Terraform has been successfully initialized. So here we can see, let me actually use only the resource group for now. And as you can see, if you use Terraform plan, it would be easier with only the resource group. As you can see, it creates also the Terraform log files here. And Terraform plan will display what is going to be deployed in the current using the current code. So here, one thing we will add is the resource group, right? ID, location, and the name. So plan 1 to add, 0 to change, 0 to destroy. So the first thing we can do is actually to validate, use Terraform validate to validate that everything is all right and the configuration is valid. And let's actually deploy. So it's very easy, right? Terraform apply, and this is going to deploy the resource group because I have commented out the rest. We will do that in the next round. Let's wait to deploy the resource group and see what happens on the Azure portal. Here it will ask you to type yes, and let's wait. Okay, so it has been deployed, the resource group. As you can see, resources added 1, 0 changed, 0 destroyed. Let's move to Azure portal. Okay, so in our portal, you can search for resource groups and click on resource groups, and we expect to see a new resource group here. Resource group does Terraform demo, right? So now it's empty and no resources match your filters. Now, what we are going to do is actually comment in again the other resources like the Data Factory storage account and Databricks workspace, and it should be underneath this resource group here, right? Let's move back to VS Code. Okay, in VS Code, let's bring back all the resources here. And as you can see, we have the, come on, just save that. We have the storage account, which would be underneath the resource group that we just created. And then here, you can see the Databricks. We are going to create a Databricks workspace, the trial one, and a data factory. So let's run Terraform validate again to see that everything is all right. And we are going to use again the configuration is valid. So now it's time to deploy Terraform apply, and it's going to deploy the rest of the resources. So the resource group that was already created stays the same, and then we just create a storage account, Databricks workspace, and the data factory. So type yes, and let's wait. Oops, we faced an issue here. As you can see, the storage account name Terraform storage has already been is already taken, so we have to change that. Let me go here, storage demo test or whatever. So let me save again that and Terraform apply, and let's deploy this time. Hopefully nobody has this name, Terraform storage demo test. Well, I hope so. Let's wait again. Okay, so we deployed now resources one added, because in the previous run, even if it failed, it deployed the Databricks workspace and the data factory. It didn't deploy the storage account, so this time we deployed the storage account. So let's move to Azure Portal and see all those resources. Okay, so if you click refresh here in your resource group, you will see the new resources, Databricks, data factory, and the storage account, right? So this is how easy it is to deploy those Azure resources using Terraform. Now there is one last command, which is Terraform destroy, and it's going to delete the resource group and all the resources within this resource group. So let's move to VS Code, and here just type Terraform destroy, and it will take a few minutes to destroy all the resources because we have plenty of resources now, but it's going to delete the resource group and all the resources within this resource group, since we have all this. In the features we have this command here, just this param prevent deletion if contains resources false, right? So it's going to delete all the resources. This is it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video about Terraform. As I said, this is not for DevOps engineers. This is for data engineers who want to know more about Terraform and how it works behind the scenes. If you like the video, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.